can steal more resources from our communities. They know that in order to keep that power, they have to work real hard to leave us out and leave us behind. They know that in order to do so, they have to rig the rules so that we can never get ahead. Now, they are working hard, y'all, to keep us from building our power. So what's that mean? It means we got to work harder and build even more power. Now, on this historic anniversary, let us remember that history repeats itself until the people intervene to create a new path. Back then, President Lyndon B. Johnson told organizers he did not have the power to pass voting rights. But our people took our power, and we were relentless in our pursuit of justice. We would not allow process to interrupt progress. Now today we face the same dilemma, do we not? We face the same rhetoric, do we not? Bipartisanship is being used as an excuse to not be bold with the power that we delivered in November, the power that we delivered in January. But this is not about bipartisanship. It is about the cowardice of people who know better but refuse to do better. We know they want to keep us from being powerful, am I right? So what do we do when we see that our representatives, our president, lacks the courage and the will to do the right thing? Well, as one of my mentors says to me all the time, when people lack the courage, it sounds like they need to be strengthened. So let's go ahead and strengthen them. Now, after this march today, what we gonna do? We gotta light up those phones. We gotta clog up those emails. If we gotta hold vigils every day, that's what we gotta do until we prevail. We got to keep fighting until victory is won, because there is too much at stake and there is too much on the line. Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you ready to fight? Are you ready to fight? Are you ready to build power? Are you ready to win? All right, y'all, let's go. Let's do this.
Now, I got a little pull this afternoon. All of you who are outside this gated area, y'all now can come on inside and take a seat. So while we're pulling it all together, anybody, the seats, let's fill all the seats up. Initially, they were, well, let me put it this way, how do I do it mildly? They were saving them for VIPs. Well, now, all y'all are VIPs. So come on in. You got it? Let them just come on. Now keep the now, social distancing now. We're not leaving here super spreaders. So everybody keep your mask on. Get your mask on if you don't have there you go. There you go. Because we can't afford to lose any of you. We need all the votes that we can get. So all of you are out there, just you can grab a seat. We're all VIPs, and we're going to let the United States Senate know.
I think it's that big. Yeah, exactly. They're doing it properly in France, aren't they? You see, they're all taking their pictures outside of Maxley. Yeah, they're all eating their pictures in France.
They are.
Yeah.
Camera popped up.
Yeah. Here we go. They'll be moved in a minute. Yeah. So they're going to hang around here because these are obviously going to get nicked for obstructing the highway. So we just wait. They look for the offences they're being committed. Yeah, it's all right for you, guys.
Oh, that's the one. Trouble now.
Say the name.
You look like you used to be under your own. You look like you used to be.
I know it's really hard to get it, but it all started we haven't.
Yeah, but we see
Coming out to say hello.
Sorry, can I have a picture with you? Thank you.
When you just driving that?
Sorry?
You were just driving that, right?
Yeah, I'm sweeping that mess.
But he's in the way, but you want a photo with him. Do you know him? Or is it for like evidence?
Sorry? No.
No.
My friend as well, yeah, we keep it. Look, the street cleaner.
You should be with the protest then. Yeah, man.
What's going on down there? What's going on down there?
Hello.
What's going on?
Down there.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What's going on down there?
there is no pandemic. I repeat, there is no pandemic. Delta variant is a cover.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Cover for genocide.
Yeah, I'm alright, yeah.
We need to realize that thousands have already died from the vaccine and over a billion have been
If you're getting them, yeah, but otherwise, no.
Delta variant and this so-called
I'll be
Delta
about here.
variant is a cover.
I'll be around here.
It's a cover for the genocidal operation
Oh, I'm not
of
filming
the
that.
pharmaceutical industry.
That doesn't sound very
There
YouTube
is
safe.
never going to stop. What you are seeing in Australia and other places all over the world
Yeah, Polish
is an
bin man for
example
freedom.
to you. The only reason we are not in lockdown in this country is because of your political movement. If you were not hitting the street before, we would be in a permanent lockdown like these other countries. The Behavior Institute is playing games with you. They're trying to break down your political movement so they can put forward a new permanent lockdown. This program will not stop and it will not end until you end it. You have to get it clear to your head that the pharmaceutical industry has a very...
defend the people. Defend the people, not the government. Defend the people, not the government.
Hey, Constable Hart, would you arrest your own family members if they broke the law?
Not answering any of your questions.
Sorry, what?
Not answering any of your questions.
Right, can you identify yourself, please,
If you
officer?
have any questions, you can speak to us.
No, I'm asking you as a person. You're a human being, right? You're a human being, yeah? You eat, you sleep. Would you arrest your family members?
I'm here to allow you
Would
guys to
you
have
arrest
peaceful protest.
your family? No. You're facilitating. Whatever. I'm asking you. No, I'm asking them if you would. I'm asking if they'll arrest their own family members. Excuse me, would you arrest your own family members if they broke the law? Would you arrest your mum? So you can't even. Why is that? You choose not to. Well, it's a very simple question. If they broke the law, would you arrest them? If your brother or sister killed someone, would you arrest them? I would, if I was a police officer. So if any of your family members broke the law, would you arrest them?
No comment.
No comment. You have no pride in your job. Waste of space. You should resign. It's pathetic.
Your opinion.
No, that is my opinion, I'm telling you. Pathetic. Right? Your parents should be ashamed of you. Your family should be ashamed of you. Yeah, good. What embarrassment. And things, we pay for you. We pay for your salary and your pension. And everything. Pays for all the donuts and everything else you eat. Absolutely disgusting. You can't even give me the dignity of a response. It's real simple. If my brother killed someone and I'm a police officer, I'll arrest him. Because no one should ever kill anybody. And all I asked you is if your family members committed a crime, would you arrest them? And no comment. Pathetic. Are you a sergeant? You're a sergeant. That's an embarrassment to the
I don't
fucking
have to
country.
discuss my personal opinion.
Well, I'm talking at you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking at you.
Okay.
don't have to talk to me. You can keep your mouth shut.
Sorry?
You can keep your mouth shut.
Oh, so you just want to talk
I'm talking at you. Or you can go away. I'm on the pavement.
This is my job. I'm standing in.
No, stand in. I'll talk at you then. You're an embarrassment. That's what I'm telling you. What a disgrace to the country. What a disgrace to civilization. We live in the world where we have every opportunity. Like, people can be looked after. We have everything. And you're here doing this, and you can't even dignify me with a response. What an embarrassment. Yeah, look at my face. Remember me. Remember me. Think about me when you go to sleep. I'm quite handsome. Huh?
I need to find.
One second. I left the door.
Or they've paid for it. Amazon's done it.
How you doing, man? You alright? Nice to see you, man. Pleasure. Nice to see you guys, man. Keep it up, man. Keep it up.
People are taking it. Has been something else going on?
No, I think people are just on the road. The police are trying to, they're using section 136 or 163 to obstructing the highway. They're just trying to get people off the road.
William Cullen Bryant was right. Truth crushed the earth will rise again. The Bible is right. You'll reap what you sow. And if you don't give the people of God the children.
We've got contact details on the leaflet. Comply. Resist. Defy. Do not comply.
I haven't got 10k to give him. Unless you guys want to donate it, I don't have that much. And I bet you probably don't want to donate it just so I can give it to him, yeah. Just preaching to the converted at this point. It's not like there's any passers-by listening. I think a lot of people have already gone home. And a lot of people have gone over to that field over there. Is this the fry you want a stir fry? Chief discreditor. 6 million, really? You know what? I haven't seen Marco at all today. Or Mace. He's not there, is he? local across the road. Hello. What? How's it going? What do you mean? You're avoiding being on the camera.
I want to show you.
You've got your own.
I want to show you guys. I don't do that shit.
What's that?
I want to show you guys my new t-shirt. It was meant to come today.
Yeah.
And it didn't come, so I want to show you guys because it's fucking awesome.
What t-shirt, but it hasn't arrived yet?
Yeah, I think it's come today. I just received a phone call earlier on. Oh, I got given that by Iala. I bumped into them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Here.
Some of the TSG.
Here.
Is it?
COVID idiot. Granny killer on the top.
Doubter. Refuse
Show
Nick.
the
Nice.
everything they call us is on my t-shirt. Front and back. Yeah. But then look at that, granny killer.
Granny killer.
Yeah. Conspiracy theory. Don't you like it?
Granny's killing grannies.
Oh, well, granny, I'm a granny anyway, aren't I? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Like a cannibal.
What do you reckon, guys? I think it's excellent. Right, I'm going to sit and have a cigarette.
Let's see.
Nick's nearly got arrested. I put a sticker.
Nearly.
Oh, you know each other?
I've been more nearly than that.
I put a sticker. Oh, well, you were close to. I put a sticker on a police bike, and the copper told me he was going to arrest me.
Ah, bollocks. They're
And
not
then
going
he
to
said,
do that.
This is your final warning. I said I hadn't even had a fucking first, you cunt.
Yeah.
Fuck off. And then these guys went, take the sticker off, put it on your mouth, and fuck off. And yeah, but all day he's been watching me.
I don't think they made any arrests yet.
No, and then
They don't want to fucking. They don't want the first arrest to be you.
Alfred, did you meet Alfred? Did you meet my friend?
I didn't know you knew each other. I saw you sitting in the roads. Okay.
So I met him at the march, and we were at the train station today.
Oh,
and he was
sounds-
like, oh, that's I know Kira from when we were going home on the 2-3 marches.
Yeah.
We starting at Indies.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Speak of the devil.
I've just looked what I got from Tyrant Finder.
Yeah, I'm not going to film it because I don't want to film him, but I've got one.
What do you reckon? Will I put mine on the
I'm
right
going to avoid.
shoulder? I'm on my
Put it on
expecting
the shoulder.
some
Yeah,
shit.
okay. Fuck it up.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, hopefully you will. Will you get me? You get me a nice little gay drink? Oh, I've already got it open here.
This is not. I thought this was alcoholic. It's a kombucha. It's not alcoholic. So you have this.
Oh.
It's gin.
You're drinking it. You don't have to.
Do you want a bit of opera?
What?
Do you want a bit of opera?
You want to do some opera?
Why not?
You can if you want. Don't know what else is going on. Not a lot. You can do if you want. You want it?
Well, I'm on your channel anyway, aren't I?
Yeah, loads.
So, why not?
You have to introduce it.
Yeah.
You want to, because obviously everyone's going to fucking pay attention if you do. Yeah. Yo. 7:30. 2 hours. I think we'll probably be alright by then, yeah. Probably. We'll see what happens at that time, but... Oh, where's that?
Backfire, guys. All right. It's a revolution.
Whoa,
It's
whoa.
a revolution.
Okay. Are you sure it wasn't that football in the road over there? Could have been that football.
It's not the official revolution starting. It's just the backfire part.
There's loads more people over there. That
Where's... Oh, you're just doing it now?
To Ireland on tour. So we played at the beginning rather than at the end this time. We played at the beginning. Yeah.
I knew they'd be here today.
Yeah, we were at Hyde Park at the beginning, but they're going off to tour on Ireland now, so it's a 5-day tour, yeah.
You had a good sing though, you were good.
Jamie, they're willing to kill for profit. It is not in the interest of the pharmaceutical industry for you to be in good health. The only way the pharmaceutical So this idea, somehow the pharmaceutical industry want to give you a cure, is contradictory to their main principle, and that is profit. They cannot make profit by curing you. The only way the pharmaceutical industry can make profit is by making you ill. So that...
Where's your mask?
Oh, come on, man.
You're going to kill us all!
Yeah, I know.
You're going to kill us all without a mask, bruv. Come on. Don't wear a mask.
If more of you can stand on the road, so it'll be much easier for us. And the pharmaceutical industry has a very dark history throughout Asia and throughout Africa. They have committed genocide in Africa and they have committed genocide in Asia. The numbers are horrific when it comes to Africa and when it comes to Asia. They have literally, when it comes to terms in 1980s, the pharmaceutical industry vaccinated millions of young women and they all died. And if the pharmaceutical industry and the globalists can cover that up, you can be in no doubt that they will cover up what's happening here today. They will not stop. You need to realize they will not stop. The only reason you are not under lockdown today, you need to be clear about this. The only reason you're not under lockdown today is because of your political movement and your political protest. If you weren't agitating on the streets from the beginning of this year, you would be Australia today. You would be getting battered down today. It's only because of the resistance that we have no lockdown here today. The Behavior Institute is playing games with you. The reason they're not locking you down is because they want to deteriorate your political movement. They want to deteriorate your political movement to a degree that you stop coming out to the street. Let me make it clear to you, the day you stop coming out to the street, you go down under permanent lockdown. They are playing games. This is a part of a process that they're playing with you. You need to be idealistically clear. They will never, ever stop. The agenda remains a plain and simple agenda, and that is depopulation. There is no other political agenda. Vaccinations have a single clear agenda, and that's depopulation and mass sterilization. And they are not accountable to anybody, and they do not care about anybody. This so-called government, authority, and the police, they do not exist. The only order you have now today is the New World Order, and the New World Order is committed to absolute evil, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. The examples of tyranny that you're seeing throughout the world, let me be clear. Let me be clear, the day you step off your foot from the gas, that's coming here. That is coming here. The security forces, they would be coerced. Huh?
Turn that on. That's on, right?
For what?
What's going on here? Common law! Common law! UCC! Walk away! No!
Do you have to push him into me? Do you have to push him into me? Are you dumb? Why are you pushing him into me? I'm just stood here. You smell like beer. He smells like corruption and shame. a man into me. I'm an innocent bystander.
Away from me. Standing behind it.
What, you don't have any remorse for that?
On my shoulder, is that okay? Put your back in the way, you fucking violent prick. Yeah? There you go. Good lad, good lad. Well done. Hold yourself. You know what this is? Because someone had a plan up here. Michelle! Move back! Move back! Get back, get back, get back, get back, get back. Hold, hold! You are enforcing and you're putting a family. It's a disgrace. You're a disgrace. You put it on the floor in front of you. Yeah. This guy's on the floor.
The police
ladies and gentlemen, and that's what's going to go out on YouTube. So down with the police violence against these people. Down with the police violence. Check out online. 24th of April. What this man's being charged with is a fraud. You guys carried out a violent riot against the people. That's what actually happened.
You'll be laughing on the other side of your face. Why have you got good police?
That's Stocklands. That's Stocklands. Where is it? 60?
Yeah, it's very annoying. A bit of chocolate stuck between his teeth. That's what he's concerned about. So they attacked a peaceful event on the 24th of April, and now they're attacking one of the people who was totally innocent, who they attacked, a policewoman. From smashing his arm. That's what happened. That's what happened on that day. We got plenty of evidence for that, and the police footage will show that as well. So what you've done here is an illegal detention, a violent assault, compounding the assault you've already made against them. What's so funny about it? You want to say something, mate? You want to say something? Come on, say something. Tell us what actually happened that day. We were all there. Tell us what happened that day. Now don't get the TSG to guy to push you away. Tell us what happened on that day. Come on, tell us what happened. Tell us what happened, officer. The big smiley officer here. Tell us what happened on the day. Were you there? Were you there? Tell us what happened. Come on, tell us what happened. If you were there, tell us what happened. If we were there, tell us what happened. So you weren't there. So you don't have a clue why you're standing around this man and you're just assaulted. We know because we were there. And there's plenty of witnesses here. Thousands and thousands of people down the country and see what happened that day. So don't think you'll get away with it. You will not.
No, you won't. I haven't arrested him, have I? Charging them anyway. He hasn't been charged, has he? No, but you've got him on the floor, mate.
He wasn't there on the day. I don't recognise that guy's station that day. He was not there that day.
Do you know what I feel sorry for officer here? He's a proper officer.
They probably all got bullied in school, that's okay.
And he's surrounded by these fucking imitations.
He's a nobody!
Alexander is innocent of what you're charging him.
He said, oh, no.
24th of April was a violent attack
have a choice.
by the police against the public. The gentleman there with the red shirt.
Violently assaulted.
Why don't you go like Distinction Rebellion? Occupy the streets. You don't violently assault them, do you? You don't violently assault them. 24th of April. You violently assaulted us. You violently assaulted us. You are the criminals, not us. You are the people who did it. Multiple people in Hyde Park. That's what you're arresting this man for. But he is totally innocent. And your commanders put you in the line of fire in order to get a news headline orchestrated by Priti Patel in order to serve her interest, not your interest, not you as police officers. In fact, don't forget they're not going to increase your pay. Don't forget that. And your kids will be forced to take vaccinations they do not require. Yeah? So how is it that you think you're serving the people? This man is even there with the date. What happened on 24th of April? That's what they're rapping for.
What's that smell? Hey, Nick!
We remember all of us were stories and write reports about what happened on the 24th of April. All of us were witnesses are showing and write reports to the RNPC about what happened on the 24th of April.
Your face
What is it about? They attacked. I know that.
Look what we got here. Alright, you want to talk about them stickers?
Then what? want to talk about them stickers? And here, mate.
Why? I don't care. Why? What's anti-vax? Why? Yeah, of course it is.
Is it of course how? What says it is?
No, emission.
No, global man-made climate change.
Climate change, we're the objective is free the world.
It's not free the world.
No, save the world.
It ain't save the world, it's enslave the world.
No.
It is. It's a global
You're deluded.
No, I'm not. I've got science. I'm backed up by science.
Well, I've got a PhD, so come on, chat to me.
PhD in what?
Chemistry.
In chemistry? So what do you know?
I know what to mean.
So what's real science?
You tell me.
I know modelling isn't real science.
No.
I know science. Science is science. Science is here. Do you want to talk or not? Do you want to have a conversation or not? No.
No, it's based on... No, I'll tell you.
Science is objective fact.
No, it's based on...
Oh, mate, go away. What do you mean? You don't know what you're on about. You don't know what you're on about. You don't know what you're on about. You don't know what you're on about.
Empirical evidence based on empirical evidence.
What?
Why shall we?
Science is
Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence of man-made climate change?
empirical evidence.
What empirical evidence?
Science is empirical evidence.
Oh my God, this is what I mean. Thanks for the clip, mate. Thanks for the clip, mate. Thanks for the clip, mate. Thanks for the clip. Don't try it in front of the because you're not fucking bad. On my mother's life, you've got to try it in front of the front of my mother's life. Hide behind your missus, mate. Hide behind your missus.
I know what's going on. Climate change is
Brother, I don't get it through.
Climate change is real.
Go fuck off with you, mate.
Okay.
Fuck off, no, to you, cycle water, you lovely cunt.
But I will not fuck out of him, mate. He thinks he's bad.
Right, mate.
Yeah.
What was that about? What was that about, mate?
People trying to tell me man-made climate change is a real thing. I'm offering to debate science, and he wants to chuck ab homonyms at me.
Ah,
What am I supposed to do, Sid?
yeah, I know.
I know I'm supposed to not get the but fucking hell, mate.
I recorded it in case it kicks off.
There's more chance of me kicking
Yeah,
off.
I know. You can't help it though, like, it's a bit mad. I know, it's a bit crazy.
The thing is, none of them want to debate science. They don't want to talk science.
That's why I find it really funny.
The wheel with his hat on.
Good bottles getting thrown everywhere, isn't they?
How's your thing coming along? Channel coming along?
Yeah, good. I gained 60 followers today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's alright?
Yeah, I made 50 quid as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fuck me, that's double alright.
Yeah.
That's well alright.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well done, Sid.
How's yours coming along since you started?
I mean, yeah, this new one's coming along better.
Yeah.
Because see, the way that I look at it is on the old channel, the first video that I ever had that blew up got like 1,500 views, 1,000 views. This time, the first video that blew up on this channel got 16,000 views, and the next one got 40,000 views. So I'm thinking, looking at how the other one grew and basing it on that trajectory, I say this channel is lined up to be better.
Yeah, it seems so far.
Hopefully so. I'm going to do more, I'm going to concentrate more on giving XR shit and stuff like that than so much of this. Because all this is people. Someone tried to attack me earlier on, one of the Freedom lot.
Oh,
yeah, because he was all pissed up.
They started on us as well.
They're just here for a piss up or whatever. I don't even know why they're
Completely off their faces.
Yeah. And it's all about music, it's all about fucking this and the other.
If you want to debate about...
I will debate you. Your mate wants to try and touch me.
No, that's because you shouted at me.
I'm allowed to shout. I'm allowed to shout.
You've got an ego problem.
I'm allowed to. I ain't got an ego problem.
If you want.
I ain't got an ego problem. I've got a problem with people. What? You got blood on your hands? Yeah.
Boxing, I do. Yeah. I agree with saving the climate. Yeah.
They're fucking lying to you. Right.
She knows. Right. She's educated me. I've gone to uni.
Listen. I can show you now. Let me show you.
Let me tell you one thing. I agree with since civilian. I agree with
you.
You
want the best for the planet,
and that's why I'm here on all calls.
But they're lying to you. Same way.
You don't need to be.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not here to. I'm not trying to spread division, bruv.
Yeah, I understand. No, I'm about unity.
Yeah.
So what's happening to the planet then?
What?
What's happening to the planet?
So basically, something that's called an elliptic. Orbit, right?
I know that.
Yeah, okay. So every. Right.
What I'm saying is, there's more people there to sustain CO2.
Listen. But do you know? Yeah, but listen. Right, listen. CO2 is 4% of all air that you breathe. Now, the man-made element of that CO2 is 0.04%. Right? 0.4%. 0.4%.
I'm right? Talking to the nice man. I'm only here because I support.
Yeah, but I'm trying to. I've got an ego. I've got attitude problem. That's the difference. That's the difference.
I agree with I agree that you right, but I agree with everything. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but this is what I'm trying to explain to you, right? It's a farce. It's all a con. They thrive off people that care about other people and the environment. That's how they go on. They lie to you. And I'm telling you, because your name. Yeah.
Let me tell the camera something. After you just said that.
Go on.
Yeah. Well, don't put this out. But no.
Go on, chat. No. What was he gonna say?
I'm not saying it because that's just saying. It's stuff I've got to do.
Do it.
No, I can't. When we do it,
if the police not come, we're
going to do some.
That's what I mean about soul food, boys. You know what's happening to soul food, boys?
We're going to do some match there.
Yeah, no, say nothing.
But no, obviously, but we're going for the wrong foot.
Sweet. I'm sorry we got off on the wrong foot.
Obviously, come over quite aggressive.
No, I'm sorry, I'm autistic and that.
Yeah, same. I'm an aggressive guy.
Yeah,
myself. Do you know what I move?
Because yeah, big man.
No, I'm not a big man, but bro, I'm about it all. I agree with saving the climate.
You're a good person. You're a good human being. That's what it is. Yeah, no, because of all this lies, you've been told your whole life.
Well, I know it because I'm a good human being.
Yes, I get that.
That's all
I get that.
I get that.
People, I get that. So much.
Twisting the image of extinction.
I'm fucking doing what I do.
A lot of people think,
the whole hockey part thing, the whole hockey part, yeah, it's out of taxation. Listen, the whole hockey part thing,
there's a real message inside.
Yeah, it's altruism, mate, and it's not real. Listen, yes, and I can. Look at right? Yes, fair play, fucking fair play. Go on to
is climate change because even
let me get my fucking notes out. I'll just tell you exactly where to go.
My name's Tom. So I understand that. Too many people.
Right, go and look up Timball and Murray Selby. Yeah, Timball spelt the normal ways.
You can rip it off if you want, or you need that for notes.
Alright, now listen, make sure that's serves you well, because I've lost that now. So fucking that wants to go to good use. Don't just waste it. Otherwise I can just copy it down. What's he say? Just go and fucking Google their names.
I'm mainly about anti-nuclear weapons. That's what.
Yeah, I've got one. Wait, go on my channel. I've got Piers Corbyn giving a talk at flipping. What's it
We're
called?
in a lot of trouble. We've got a lot of nuclear weapons.
You're being lied to a lot, though, brother. You're being lied to a lot. That's the only thing. There's people in power lying.
About 10 years. I'm talking about hundreds of years. We got a chance to get these motherfuckers down to like minimal numbers, man.
Thank you, guys.
So this is what we need to do in the present. That's the big goal of humanity. Taiwan, Japan.
It's all going on. It's all going on. That's what I'm trying to say. They're trying to overwhelm everyone. Trying to overwhelm Are you an atheist, by the way? You're agnostic. So what that means is you're not atheist. You want to get someone to sign. You want the Lord to give you some divine intervention before you're willing to accept Him.
Basically,
hang on.
Test the other side, and I will say, is there higher powers? Not gods, maybe, but sort of.
What do you mean we're aliens?
No, I'm saying there's like inner energy, information, the way your mind, you know, double slit experiment, etc., etc. Go deeper in that, you know, like, why is the universe catered for designing intelligent beings?
Danny, have you already done a bit? Got in the mega? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, because I've got loads of leads, mate. When I get back to my country, I'll check them out.
Then that way you know the truth. What, you reckon I could ever be a lover with a royal wonky face? I don't what? Alright, well, maybe one day I'll be it's not going on otherwise, but it's other than
there's a lot of hate around these areas.
Anybody here explain to me how this is going to work? How are you guys going to change anything at all?
You don't know why you're doing it.
On the pavement first, mate.
Do what?
This debate on the pavement.
We'll debate.
Hey, Mark! How you doing, my mate? How you doing?
I saw you nearly getting assaulted, mate.
Do you see that? No, I don't want it.
No, take it, mate.
I don't want it.
Do pay. You must be skinned because I've never heard you ask for money till the other day.
Yeah.
You must be pointless.
Yeah, no, I'm mate.
Your BBC stuff, your subs, and give it to Jim.
Yeah?
Give your licence.
Big up Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly in chat.
Right, yeah, chat me up.
Yeah, thank you, Mark.
Some of them know me. I don't know if all of them know me. But Jim, top man.
Thank you,
Mark.
Mark.
I'll see you again.
I appreciate that, bruv.
You're welcome, bro.
That's lovely. That's really lovely. Thank you.
I was on the train at Junction and I saw you getting geezer trying to chin you.
You see that?
Yeah.
Fucking rat.
Slow though, weren't
Wasn't he though? I know.
See how slow he was. I see that move, Jim. Hot Ali style, you know what I mean? Jim, I'm going to have a walk around.
Yes,
right?
Mark. Nice to see you. Thank you.
Nice one.
Listen, take care. Hey? Roll one. Could do. Yeah, I want to get him quickly though. Gunner, I want to get him quickly.
And the worst part you've got to play is to reproduce. That's the worst possible thing you can do for everybody involved. And I'm here to try and save your unborn children. And it's important that you, I mean, why are you here? You should be at your parents' house. That's where you need to be, day in, day out. Stand outside your parents' house, say, you, why did you do this? I mean, like, for example, you over here, why did your parents have you?
thing you're telling
Yes. You're an accident, exactly. That is an act of gross negligence, a serious act of gross negligence.
No, I love it, mate. It's
you love it?
joke.
Yeah, but it was still what? It still was.
I don't suffer.
Not yet.
I suffer, but I don't care.
You suffer, but you don't care. All right, well done. That's very good. I'm glad. But you know, you are young, by the way. You wait till your teeth start falling out like me.
Danny, I asked you a question before. You didn't answer it. What is your vision for a utopian future?
I look like a fish and chip shop man. Okay, thank you. Don't give up your day job, will you?
Why not? That was funny.
Yes, you do give up your.
That was funny, Danny. Credit where credit's due.
All right, fair enough.
What is your vision for a utopian?
What is my vision for a utopian future? Nothing. Nothing. No. Think about it for a moment. Just imagine, you know, close your eyes if you want to, just imagine nothing.
How can you imagine nothing?
It's boring, I don't want that.
It's boring?
How?
No, but you won't be bored.
No.
There'll be no boring. It'll just be nothing. No boredom. That's something.
How?
Boredom is something.
How?
How what?
Imagine nothing.
How to imagine nothing?
Yeah.
Just, you know, you have to work it out for yourself.
Oh, Danny! Play the game.
If you take enough, I don't know.
What you're saying is roll one.
Roll one, yes.
Yeah, okay.
No, roll about 5 joints, and after a couple of hours,
and then
you won't feel anything at all. You'll fall right asleep. I don't know. Do it however you want to. It's not my responsibility. You know, you asked me what utopia was. I said nothing. Now you need to find out what that is and go there. Well, you're going there anyway. Yes.
Yeah, you want grind now? You have? No, I'll do nothing. Nah, you need grind now.
Okay, fine. Now, hold on a second. So we've got a question here from a clever so-and-so. Yeah? Mr. Resistance GB, he thought he asked me.
He's proper clever,
he says, well, animals are going around in the wild and they're reproducing. Should we put a stop to that? Is that what you're asking? I'll tell you what, before we get to that,
logical conclusion.
what we really want to, because you can stop lots of animals. Yes, but that's nothing to do with you not having a vasectomy. I'm worried that you're going to reproduce, and that would be a terrible, terrible idea. Yeah.
You fucking weirdo!
Unfortunately, I don't think it's that. I don't think there's a guarantee. Ladies and gentlemen, I will not take the vaccine as a way not to reproduce, because I don't think there's a full guarantee that it's going to work, so I wouldn't do that. You need to stick to the vasectomy, guys. And if you here are, you know, if you can see what's going on, and you can understand that this is proper, insane, authoritarian tyranny ahead, yeah? Why would you bring a human being into existence, into that? This is what I have, this is the problem I have with David Icke. If he knew 30 years ago that this is going to happen like this, why didn't he warn everyone, saying, don't bring any more people in, any more victims into the machine?
My daughter,
Your daughter? Oh, you got one?
11 years old.
What on earth did you do that for?
Because I wanted to.
Because you wanted to? Oh, right. That's a great reason.
I mean, to be fair,
that's a really good reason.
Why does anyone have a kid?
Yeah, can I just remind you that we as humans don't just do what we want if it involves somebody else. Do you get that? Yeah? You can do what you want if it just involves yourself in the bedroom, you know what I mean? Do what you want, right? But you can't do what you want if it involves someone else just because you wanted to. That's not a reason to do it. So why did you want to?
Danny, is there any cause that you would fight for?
What's that?
Is there any cause, Danny, that you would fight for?
Yes, you're having a vasectomy is the cause. He asked me, is there any cause I would fight for? And I said, yes. I would even pay for your Uber there and back, because I got a text recently from the government saying if I got the vaccination, they would pay for my Uber there and back. I was tempted, but I got that idea, and therefore I will pay for your Uber to your vasectomy there and back. Have you had a vasectomy, sir? Why not? 1 second. You could get a free member. membership in a local brothel, this man would be having it.
You like that, yeah?
I didn't say that. I think you did.
Oh my God!
Because you don't believe what?
Thank you. That's very lovely, ladies.
You don't believe in enforced medical treatment against your wishes. I'm asking you, why isn't it your wish to have a vasectomy? Why are you walking around the place with a dangerous weapon of mass destruction, which is... a human, that human will definitely die, which means that that thing is far more dangerous than the vaccine. The vaccine only, that thing kills everyone. Kills everyone, and it might produce people after that, and then they might produce people, and all of them are going to die because of you, because you didn't take a vasectomy that was free. And you're worried about the vaccine. You should be worried about the most dangerous injection that there is. Semen into the vagina, that's the most dangerous injection, and your syringe there is loaded up. You should get it sorted now. Forget this. What are you doing here? I still don't understand what you're doing here. What's that? No, him. What's that?
That's a very illogical answer. I wonder why you give it.
None of you would be here if it hadn't been for the vasectomy, your parents. You deserve a chance of life, really? No, but why are you here? I know why you're here. You're here because your parents didn't take precautions for no good reason. You were planned. How well? Not very well planned, were you, from the looks of things? If your parents knew that you'd have ended up here, right? I'm not sure they would have had you, would they? They'd have been a lot better off financially, I can tell you that for nothing, if they'd just put a little condom on it. Yeah? So why did they have you? You say you were planned, but why did they have you? Because they wanted to create and raise intelligent life. Really? Why? Why did they want to create and raise intelligent life? Would you say that you are intelligent life? Really? How intelligent exactly are you? No, I'm not going to that either, but you've got no to the vaccine passport on your shirt, and you're here thinking that if you put that shirt on like that, somehow, the forces of the system and that have been developing for 10,000 years are going to change. You're all here for the same reason? What is that reason? I don't know what the reason is. What's your interest? Having a drink, is that your... It's not about the drink, but it helps, right? Take the edge. Why what? No, you won't. Well, I didn't say he was a dribble down his mum's leg, you did. I did not say that, you did. I didn't say anything of the sort. If my dad condom didn't, I wouldn't be here. That's not true, actually, because my dad didn't wear a condom.
Yeah.
I don't know, it is funny still. If I just say it.
I just made that up. Do you reckon that was good? Yeah. It might be a saying, but as far as I'm aware, I just coined it.
Well, I mean, it's recorded, isn't it? So
yeah, I know, you heard it here first.
So you got proof.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What you guys see stuff? Christ is...
Fatalism fucking chain. What about Polish? Is someone in the chat talking Polish again? Oh, okay, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. Owen is a shill. Yeah, it's a retarded argument, exactly. Get lipstick back on.
Right, so that I don't get caught up with this guy who's starting to be disgraceful.
What's wrong with that though?
But, mate,
Fucking human,
I get it, we're all having a laugh.
Mate, it's a performance.
Tell him his mum's a fucking this and his dad.
It's a performance, mate.
We're here to have fun, right?
Exactly.
I'm not here to upset you. I don't want to upset you.
I don't think Danny wants to have fun. I think he wants to torture himself.
Well,
and that's
up to him, isn't it?
Sorry? Danny Rowe. Oh, yeah. Jokes and that sound, but let's not tell him it's a triple Danny's one.
No, but you were the one that said he was a triple Randy's mum today. You're the one that said it.
I just interpreted what you said into
Yeah, you may have interpreted it, but you came up with that particular phrase, and now you're complaining and asking me to stop and go away. But I just repeated what you said, didn't I? You've been drinking a bit too much, haven't you? It's not the cocaine. All right. Thank you. It's all right. It's just not really my type. Sorry. Oh yes. So we're going back to the question now. He says if he does have a vasectomy, should he then go and wipe out the rest of life on Earth?
Greetings from Brazil.
My point about breeding, yeah, is that bringing a sentient being into existence, yeah, is creating suffering, illness, and death. That's what it is. I'm sorry. That's just the facts of the matter. Yes, there'll be some enjoyment. There'll be some, there might be a bit of, alcoholism. But in the end, what there is definitely something that can feel pain, that can suffer terribly, and will die. Yeah. So I personally cannot see any reason, even though I've done it myself 3 times, I cannot see any reason, especially today, for bringing any life into existence. Yeah. We can't go around stopping all the animals from doing it, although we probably could, sterilise some of them. Yeah. But really and truly, we need to start with the humans. And many of the guys here have not had vasectomies, and I find that very disturbing. I really do. You guys really do. Especially you lot.
Danny.
My friend has a question.
I have a very good question, right?
Yes.
Should the UK police force have mandatory vasectomies?
Should the UK police force have mandatory vasectomies?
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes.
What do you think?
What do you think?
No. Vasectomies.
No, he's allowed to say he's not answering it, and what you wouldn't expect him to answer a question like that.
There's another officer over there.
But they're all cucked anyway, so...
You see, I don't think the UK police force should have enforced vasectomies any sooner or later than everyone else. But let's not go to enforced vasectomies. Let's start with voluntary vasectomies with the same kind of, I would say, with the same kind of vaccine. So offer people pizzas, offer them free Ubers, and then, for example, I personally would prefer if everybody who went to a nightclub, all men that went to a nightclub had to prove they've had a vasectomy. That would make me feel a little less concerned if my daughter was to go to one of those places, okay? So I think the same should be done with a vasectomy. It should be done, at first, everyone should be given a chance. Doctors should be taken out from wherever they are, and they should be concentrating on national centres for vasectomies. And then, we can start to persuade people. I mean, every one of you, come on, hands up if you don't know anyone, any guy at all, that you think could really do with being vasectomised. Hands up if you don't know anyone like that. You don't know anyone? Really? Well, look in the mirror for a start. I wouldn't want you to be my dad, my friend.
I bet you said that line before, haven't you?
I have, yes.
Rehearse, very good.
You get 3 kids, you don't know what you're talking about, mate. You've already admitted to me in a week you had 3 kids.
Another man with a megaphone.
Oh no. Oh no.
We've got megaphone wars! Megaphone wars! They cover it up.
Do I think if they discovered a cure for cancer, they'd cover it up? Yes. Of course. Of course they would. What do you mean? You see, the thing is, I'm actually reading about this at the moment. The thing is, the problem is that you're fighting against the machine. It's a machine that, I mean, to a certain extent, the machine is not even being controlled by anybody because the algorithms are doing a lot of the work, and that's what's been happening in the past 16 months. The algorithms have messed with everyone's mind, including anybody here who's on any normal social media. All your minds have been compromised, right? Whether you are pro-vaccine or anti-vaccine, all your minds have been compromised. Even, by the way, even the problem with your T-shirt, I've been compromised, of course. The problem with your T-shirt is it says no to vaccine passport, but it's not a vaccine. And you are saying no to vaccine passports, right? But is it an actual vaccine? Is it a normal vaccine? No, it's not. It's a jab, right? But you are.
No, I don't want the jab, Frank. I don't want the jab. I think you need it.
I'll just have a bit of a break here. I'll keep the stream rolling. Just sit down, have a bit of a break. Just eating some chips. I'll also be at Speaker's Corner tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I'll be live around 1 PM or midday at Speaker's Corner.
You're right, but the thing is that if you want to make imagine what it'd be like to be his kid. He's got a backhand, lovely. That's lovely. Don't get you started. What was that? What was that? Wait, he just said he's got a backhand. Yeah, okay, so let's look into that. So what he's saying is that he's so strong and he's so able to
I'll go back in like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm just having a quick break. Been at it all day.
Yeah. What can you do with it? Oh, you were just pointing out that's one of the parts of your body you've got.
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we have
Everybody here.
Yeah.
Alright, he's president, child. He's president, child. But I can assure you, by the way, how do you know that no matter what happens, your child won't end up worse than me? Possible, you know. There are people in the world that are even worse than me. You wouldn't bring your kid up to be a C word. Really? Well, how do you know? You've got no guarantee that your kid would end up being a C word. Be honest with me. I wouldn't want you to be my dad. Yeah, exactly. So why do you assume that anybody would want you to be their dad? Anybody here would want this guy to be your dad? Exactly. Why are you getting so angry? It's just a proposal. You're not angry? Yes. What are you showing it?
just having a break for a few minutes, eating some food. I'll be back in like 5 or 10 minutes.
So, well, I've already answered the question. Yes. Once everyone's had, once all the men have had a vasectomy, we can start to think about the animals. Yeah? And also, once you've gone vegan, I hope you're vegan, are you? No, but are you vegan? No, don't worry, you can get plenty of energy. You're vegan, okay, wonderful. Well, whilst you're still eating animals, yeah, then that's obviously doing a lot of harm to them because they're being bred into existence just because you're an addict, just because you're a meat addict. No, you're not doing anything to stop them reproducing. You are part of the whole breeding cycle. No, you are. No, you're not. You are part of a nasty factory farming. What's that?
I want to outproduce Saudi.
The gay men don't. What is your gay mate? Gay men don't reproduce. What is
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It's been lovely being here, kind of. And enjoy the rest of your protest or whatever it is.
He don't want to answer. Notice he didn't answer that.
Oh, look at this.
You just had a vasectomy, mate. What? He just gave you a vasectomy.
I'm having a fucking moment. I didn't want thousands of people to fucking see it.
It's too bad. Don't hang around like
hang around
all of your friends. Don't hang around all of your friends.
Look, whatever he's got, you just caught it.
Yeah, great. I wish you good luck. I'll say, like, keep doing what you're doing, don't stop. You're amazing, and it's a
You whispered sweet nothings in his ear.
I did, yeah. And I was like, it's literally, it's refreshing.
Like, you're beautiful, and you give him a little kiss in the ear.
People need that. People need it. And like, you know what I mean? I touched your bollocks. I haven't touched yours.
Don't touch my bollocks.
Don't touch yours
yet.
Yeah, you haven't touched it yet.
No, yet.
I've been touching everyone.
What? Don't you even?
I grabbed Will's bomb. I've been touching everyone's bomb.
Yeah, I was going to go over that.
Take that. No, but at the same time, I'm going to also protect
Looks like everyone's moved into the good fields. Dog's trying to have a shit in front of the ambulance. Find out. Huh? The dog is trying to have a shit in front of the ambulance. Right. Let's see what's going on over here. It shouldn't be like this every fucking protest. That fucking mess. If the police really wanted to keep everyone like safe and happy and good, they should put special temporary bins out at the endpoints of the protest.
Yeah, facilitate the protest.
Yeah, rather than keeping everyone out of the road, arresting someone and then letting everyone just hang out in the road.
They got an order to do that, they did it, and then they thought, oh, fuck, why do you follow them? Why are you not arresting everybody else?
All for fucking show. That fucking guy as well, he doesn't fucking, what's the phrase, doesn't say boo to a goose. That fucking guy did nothing. Could have been any of us. Ah, there's a rave. Yo, how's it going, mate? What? Hello? Hey. How are you doing the hippie thing? Oh, is that... Cool. What, is this going on late? Fucking hell. Yeah, mate. Yeah, well, apart from Swaraj, yes, it's on. Oh, yeah. No, they died. Well, the thing ended, yeah. They got evicted from Hackney, and then that was it. Yeah. I mean, there's still some people in Brighton and Manchester, but no, that was it. I don't think they regrouped after Hackney. Yeah, and to Hackney. Yeah.
Did the numbers fall?
Kind of. Yeah. We had, I don't know, 20 or so in Hackney, and then some other shit happened, and then they had like maybe 12 people when they got evicted from there. And then that was it, as far as I'm aware. Yep. But yeah, there's still people in Brighton. But some of them were here today. I don't know if they're still here now. Yes.
Every Friday.
Yeah, I haven't been to one yet. I've heard about it. I could go. Because Siraj went and he met Charlotte, the opera singer he was singing before, and now she's with Down Computer. She was singing there. That's why he picked her up for that, so that's really good.
Yeah, well, I met a lot of like-minded people, but it's like a place for the regular. Like a big one.
Yeah, I should go.
Get some good DJs there as well.
Yeah, well, I don't know, we got like a whole bunch of protests this coming week as well, so yeah, we got maybe Monday, I don't know if Monday will happen. Then there's Wednesday, which is the first of the weekly protest. Then there's one on Friday, and then there's Saturday, so I don't know, like 4 potentially, 3 or 4.
I'll have to get to them really, because like, I come to these ones and I've gone to the, I went to the ones where they were, when they're holding back Freedom Day and stuff. On weekdays it does have a bit more of an impact.
Yeah, no, they get a bit more gnarly. Smaller numbers and they do stuff, you know, like last Monday we went to ITN and all that. Yeah.
Were you there? Like, was that when the paratroopers?
Yeah. I don't think they were dressed like that for that. One of them was there, but no, ITM was last Monday. No, it was BBC before that. That was when it was.
Well, I saw a third one of them with his red beret today.
Oh, okay, yeah, there's still some, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, like, I didn't realise that, because that's like one rank down from SAS, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's like the second highest up, you know. Like,
Okay.
so these people are, third paratroopers deal with the worst that the army have to deal with, because they go in ahead.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So like, that's so very, very honourable, man. Like, really heard one of this.
Yeah, well, then them coming out of it and speaking freely is a pretty big deal. Piers Corbyn's over there doing his thing. No, I don't feel like shit, but I got a proper sniffle going on.
Feeling like shit.
No, I just got a proper sniffle going on. Was it your mum who got me some stuff? Your mum? Just got me some shit. Just came in. Yeah. imagine that.
The same person was on it, he's got so
Yeah.
yeah, so it's got great thing called Kit. It's really, I suppose, well, it's people who run the vaccines and you can't go off there.
Oh, interesting.
Right?
What?
No, we're not that close.
Double trouble.
we're not, I like you, you're my friend, but not that much.
You're the one pointing a camera at my bollocks.
You're pointing a camera at me. Oh, buffering. What's your bit rate?
You're buffering? 5,000. I'm alright. Yeah, mate.
Oh, hang on. Looks like we're in lockdown again.
I love Southern Comfort, mate.
This is what the project should be. What now? Southern Comfort, it's got a lady. It's sweet.
Yeah, I love Southern Comfort. I used to steal it from my mum all the time. You up?
You got a details.
Who?
The lady, the hippie lady, who's almost dressed exactly like you.
The lippy lady.
Huh?
Lippy lady.
Yeah, another.
The lipstick lady.
The what?
The lipstick
The lady
lady.
you're talking to.
Where?
Just now.
Which one?
The one right in front of you.
Just then?
Yes.
You mean the guy? Is that a joke? That guy just then?
That guy.
So with the drum?
That guy.
Maybe Kojima has hooked up with transgender. No, I think he's probably that's what
I'm thinking about that in front of
It's John Overkill's love child. It should be common in the comment. Can you stick that through the loop? There's a loop here. Yeah, maybe. Can you stick that through the loop and into the pocket? Yeah. Beautiful. No, Tony, we're in Clapham Common. When are you doing the next Jam for Freedom?
I've not joined the tour on Ireland. There's too much to do in London. I've got in Scotland.
Scotland next week. What's that? Edinburgh?
I can't remember exactly.
You don't know. Are you gonna have to get the train all the way up to fucking Scotland?
But like, I'll be going with Charlotte and Gonzalo.
Yeah.
And we might have somebody else as well. Scotland,
So maybe you can get a lift or something.
yeah, so Campbell's in on his way to Ireland. And yeah, he's going to be by Alan with it, the original.
He's still got people to play the instruments.
There'll be people, right?
I hope so.
But it's just like, it's a life.
I'd say otherwise it'll be sponsored silence for freedom.
Sorry?
Otherwise it'll be sponsored silence for freedom.
Yeah. But Campbell can make noise. Not speaking with it. They do a good job. And Scotland will be the launch of the EP. That's I've got like a studio in my bedroom. So I can, yeah, pretty much. Basically, it's a bit sound card, speakers. So I'm going to finish off the EP, make it
studio in your bedroom? I've got better stuff in my bedroom.
So it doesn't sound as fancy as it sounds, right? But yeah, so this week I'll sort out all this out, love the process. And there's a lot going on, like today, it's a big day, right?
Have you heard anything about Monday?
Monday, not yet.
No, me neither. But you know Wednesday and Friday, Saturday.
All I know is XR are doing what they're doing.
Yeah, whatever days, no, because Wednesday is the first of the weekly protest, freedom protest. And then Friday, they posted something about that yesterday, I think. There's a protest like last week's Monday. Last week's Monday, IGN, is next Friday. Something is happening there. And then Saturday is Children's March.
I mean, there's a lot going on. I generally, I'm in London, I generally hear about what's happening.
I just checked Telegram. I wrote them all on my Telegram chat yesterday. So you're all on there. Oh man.
I haven't frequented your Telegram that much. I'm occasionally coming to your Telegram, like do a playlist or something. Like,
Did you? Have you?
Like, you know, with like upgrades.
Yeah, ASCII or whatever you call it. ASCII,
yeah. I've done that. Apart from that,
well, thank you. That's a great contribution.
Yeah, I do know everybody.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Adam Bachelor says, tell Siraj I still have rechargeable batteries for him for whenever the jam gets itself to Peterborough after cancelling. Adam Bachelor.
Adam Bachelor, oh, that's amazing. What kind of batteries? What, double A's? I don't know.
I assume like big ones.
I mean, I know, like, guys, understand. I play with Jam for Freedom, but I'm not Jam for Freedom. I'm a couple.
This Jam for Freedom. Sing for us, Jam for Freedom. Play us a tune. What's this? I love that one. I love the words. Powerful lyrics.
So it's just like a typical night on Clapham Common now then?
Yeah.
Because it seems to be like this.
Like, this should be a typical night.
It's like, I mean, because when I was at Lovedown, every time I walked through Clapham Common it was like this.
That's it. I think it should be. That's what it should be. It should be people having the time and like do what they want.
Yeah, but it's not going to get anything done.
No, but
it's always like this at the end. It's what it should be, man. So it's what it is. Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Something a bit more country, like a moment.
Bloody. Where's Hemi? Fucking, he said he'd be here.
No, I know. I got other stuff though.
Yeah, but his stick has got a dysfunction.
I got the battery on. I need the battery on. It's fine. I always have the battery, just in case I get arrested, I can hand it over to somebody else. I've got cables.
To hand the battery over?
No, I put the battery on top, that's a weight. Now there's no weight, it stays up.
I still haven't uploaded my Tom Cruise video from the other day. Did you know who's filming in Birmingham? He was filming in Birmingham.
You got it?
Yeah. Not in person, but like when I got off the coach and I went to the train station, he was there filming a fucking scene on the balcony. And then because I was filming stuff, the security guard had a problem with me, so he got the police involved, and then the police were trying to remove me. Do I want it? It's yours, you have it. What is it, USB-C? What? You have it, it's yours. Do you want a cable?
I've got doubles.
How many have you got?
I've got doubles set.
Thank you. Kind of. Is it fast charging?
I think so. I think it's fast charging.
Alright, I'll test it. Tell me. Oh wait, how long is it? Like 2 meters?
I don't know. They're all just very size.
Pretty long. What's that? 150.
I bought like 2 cents. It's like what, £1 or £2.
Is it?
I bought a set.
Yeah, I paid like £8 for the 2 of these.
I bought a set.
But they are like 3 amp ones.
Yeah, just let you guys know, we did a donation on my equipment, and now the equipment I bought, I'm passing on to one of them.
Oh, so now I've got donations. What do you want? What do you want? Orange juice? Umbrella.
Umbrella?
Oh, I know what I got. Do you have a donation box? We're sitting that far away.
What's that? Is that my clothes?
Yes.
My cheap clothes are in a black bag.
I cleaned them.
Oh my god, it smells like white people.
What does that mean? That's racist. Fuck you.
It smells like white people.
It smells like my cheap washing machine. You're very welcome.
What are you guys talking about in the chat? What did you do, Jade? Smashing trolls. Lord Rothschild YouTube channel. Yeah, man, so I do miss Love Girl actually. Just hanging out.
He says they're AA batteries.
Oh, amazing.
Is that useful?
Yeah. Some of them powered.
Yeah. Okay.
Doing your own jam for freedom.
Wait, I put it in your... Put it there. Oh, you got many. Thank you, babe. What's going on over there? Gotta get in the way. fallen in love.
Here's some meltdown was a setup. Sadly. I got like a hey weird creature, how you doing?
I'm here to represent my brother Nicholas Burgos.
Women's equality, the equality between young and old, the care for older people who have fought in previous wars to protect their nations from mad people like Hitler, who looks like we've got those people running around in Parliament now. We want to make sure that we have a real free world. We don't want to get back to that kind of normal that we had before. We want the normal that eradicates poverty, eradicates the cabal, and eradicates using people as slaves. End everything, and we will comply. End what you're doing, and we will not defy it. This is what we want. As much as you are not going to stop the global movement for freedom. What do you want? Freedom! On a global scale from controlling our lives. That's what we need to do. We need to stop worrying about our own selves and worrying about the rest of the world. Because the thing is, it's not just about getting rid of COVID. It's not just about saving our life. It's about saving the animal kingdom. It's about saving the plant kingdom. And it's about saving our planet from them. That's the thing at the end of the day. I've heard many people say, oh, what was BLM about? Let me tell you what BLM was about. BLM was supposed to be the opening chapter to give everybody an understanding of how African and American people were treated in colonial and slavery days. With that eye-opener, it will then open your eyes to see how your ancestors were treated by the cabal. Because while they were enslaving people all over Africa, they were also enslaving Europeans, Asians, they were enslaving everyone. Everyone was under the push. Why? Because the people who control the world were controlling it then, and they're still controlling it now. And we want to stop them. And we're wondering, how do we stop them? All you have to do is align yourself with nature. Nature's giving you loads of tools. It's giving you 5 centimeters of pineal gland. And these people that control this world, they don't think like that. They're not human. So all we have to do in order to win this war is be human towards each other and be human towards the people who are convicting all these crimes against humanity towards us. We are peaceful, but we can only be peaceful for so long. Because I'm going to tell you this, I can smell a revolution, I can sense a revolution, and I'm telling you this now, the most meek and humblest people on this planet are getting fed up with what's going on now, and they want change now! Well done, fantastic, thank you very much. Stuart. Give Stuart a round of applause! Brilliant stuff! Well, I have some very exciting news to announce to you today, ladies and gentlemen. This is hot off the press. It's hot off the press. Panic grips Seaside Town. There was panic in Bournemouth today when a fourth wave was spotted on the town's most popular tourist beach, quickly followed by a 5th, 6th and 7th wave as the situation rapidly spiraled out of control. Local councillor Darcy Enema advised people to stay home in bed with a fucking bag over their head. Don't breathe, fart or speak. multi-percent expert. They said it was pants that glass up to you today, and it relates to the wearing of them. Now, listen to this. As soon as you wake up one person.
Hi, my name is Pamela Fields. I'm the mother of Dante Jordan. I'm also the auntie of Derek Hunt, and I'm the cousin of Dante.
Voting Rights Act of 1964 that all minorities were ensured that protection. It was landmark legislation that finally implemented nationwide voter protections, requiring states with a history of discrimination to receive approval for their voting rights laws, to ensure that there was no discriminatory policies in place. But folks, the Voting Rights Act has been under attack as well. Following the Supreme Court case Shelby County v. Holder in 2014, that requirement no longer stood. Immediately after this requirement was removed, the same states with the history of discrimination, Texas, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona, and many others, they took siege on our voting rights. And they started requiring stricter voter ID laws, requiring voter registration periods to be shorter, limiting voting hours, eliminating polling places, and enforcing new restrictions on vote by mail. This is a very clear and blatant attack on our rights today. It's happening right before us today. And these attacks come from the very same place that they did when our country was founded. It's no surprise that following record voter turnout in 2020, that we see these attacks on our voting rights. And unfortunately, as of this June, there's already been 17 states and over 30 laws that have been implemented to suppress the right to vote. And it's unacceptable. From 1865 to now, not much has changed for their attitudes. There are still Republicans and white elites working day in and day out, preventing us from removing them from power. And we must ask ourselves, why are they so invested in suppressing the right to vote? We must ask ourselves, why are the Republicans so desperately trying to take our right away? And y'all know the answer. The answer is simple. It's because they're scared. They're scared of the organized power that we have as voters. They're scared that their time is up. They are scared that they will be removed from power and no longer be able to control our government. And they have every right to be scared. Because the American electorate is doing what? It's becoming more intelligent, more progressive, more outraged with the folks that are in power. And we will take them out. We will make sure that they do not control our voting rights. We are ready to grow and reform from our antiquated and unequal ways. We are ready to replace those that are in power with more forward-thinking and moral leaders. We are ready to vote them out, okay? And that is why we must unite and stand up against these attacks. It is clear that we as the voters have the power, and we need to use that power to hold our members of Congress accountable, okay? There are some amazing opportunities for us to get involved and support the expansion of voting rights today. The For the People Act, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. It is time to modernize our voting rights and ensure that every American has an equal access to the vote. We need to support this legislation and do all that we can to make sure that Congress knows what we want. We want to expand early voting opportunities. We want to expand mail ballot drop box locations. We wanted to make it easier to vote by mail and automatic registrations. We want to provide greater access to voters with disabilities. We want to restore voting rights to people with past convictions. We want to protect polling places in low-income neighborhoods. We want to remove restrictive voter ID requirements, and we want to make sure that everybody has an equal right to vote, always. All right? So let's be sure to call on our Congress members and senators through their phone lines, their emails, and social media accounts to make sure that they vote to support this landmark legislation and uphold voting rights for all Americans, okay? And let's pay particular attention to two senators, Senator Joe Manchin, Senator Kyrsten Sinema, and demand that these two that have been holding out, that they fall on the right side of history. Come on. We need to share this information with as many people as possible. These are action items, y'all. We need to go out and tell our families and our friends what we want. We want our Congress members to do more and to stand up for our voting rights. Now, lastly, I just want to leave y'all with one important thing. As you know, our voting rights are under attack right here in California. We have a recall that we are witnessing that is an attack on our voting process with a right-wing attempt to take over our state. And that cannot be successful. No. They are depending on low voter turnout from progressive voters. They are depending that they can bring in somebody that's going to change the system for their toxic views. And we cannot let that happen. We need to mobilize, strategize, organize, and get our folks out to vote. No on that recall. All right? This is an attack. And we need to defend ourselves. You don't want to see what it looks like when they put somebody in office. We do not want to see that. So we need to fight. So remember this, though. When we fight, we win. We have done it before, and we will do it again, okay? Let's stand up for our voting rights and bring these attacks to an end, okay? Vote your ass off. Let's go. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming out, y'all. All right, y'all, next up, we got an amazing community activist and leader out here, Miss Leah Shank. She represents Impact, and she's ready to keep it going. She's always been out here in Sacramento fighting that fight, and we are so excited to have her. Give it up for Miss Leah Shank, please.
Woo! All right, Lay.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. And good afternoon, beautiful people. As he mentioned, I'm Leah Shank, and I'm the founder of Impact. And we welcome you all to the 2021 March On for Voting Rights. And it is my honor to stand here today on this day that signifies a fight for democracy. Your being here shows your undying commitment to the protection of our right to vote and the protection of our power. The great John Lewis said that the vote is precious. It is almost sacred. It is the most powerful non-violent tool that we can use and that we have in our democracy. The John Lewis Voting Act's Advancement Act states that passing voting laws that intentionally block voters of color from the ballot box, that is what just passed. And historically, voting has always been a tool that's been used against us to oppress us and keep us furtherly oppressed. But while the 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote on paper, black women were not able to exercise this right to vote until the Act of 1965. The discriminatory practices used to impede on our rights and discourage us from voting has hindered this country from moving forward. Yet black voters turned out in historic numbers during this last election, and we empowered our leaders. The House did their part. Now we need the White House and the Senate to do theirs. Last year I stood on the steps on this very day of Washington, D.C., and I looked out on a sea of hundreds of thousands of people. I stood with the families of Breonna Taylor and the families of George Floyd, and I was in the middle and in the midst of nothing but pain and heartache. And it was very indicative of what we have to do as people when it comes to voicing our opinions, when it comes for standing for our rights and holding on to our power. Today is a day that we take a stand and we demand our elected officials to protect our voting rights. Because when we rise, you hear what I said? When we as a people rise, there are changes that are made when we make those decisions to stand up for what we know is right. And our communities and the rights of our communities is worth fighting for. Today is a day that we make good trouble. Can I hear y'all say good trouble?
Good trouble.
Okay, so when we make good trouble, we don't do that silently. So I'm gonna ask you again, when we make good trouble, today is a day to make good trouble. Can I hear y'all say it again, good trouble?
Good trouble.
Good trouble includes restoring the voting acts and ending the filibuster, granting reparations, raising the minimum wage and investing in our workers and canceling student deaths, reimagining public safety and ending mass incarceration, the commitment to end gun violence and fund peace, reform immigration and create a pathway to citizenship for undocumented people, and to end the war against women, classism, discrimination, and hate. It is our duty, y'all, to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. Today and every day after this is our time, and this is the time right now to fight for our democracy. In 1963, there were a similar kind of activism that occurred all over the country. It was the Mississippi Movement. It was the Freedom Riders and several others. Today, various groups all over the country march. America cannot achieve its full journey toward democracy unless the people, that's us, unless we fight for the right to vote, unless we fight for the protection of our vote. And as I end today, and you walk away, I want you to walk away with this. Voters pick their leaders. Leaders do not get to pick and choose who their voters are. And now while we live in a time, perilous times that is, where a black woman in Solano County can be beaten in front of her children with no consequence, and our black babies are being medically kidnapped with no consequence, and when a black woman over an antelope can be stabbed with a needle and injected with a paralyzing substance and there be no arrest, there is a problem, and we have to stand against that, and that's on us, y'all. That's on us. It's our responsibility to stand in the gap of injustices and racism and everything that keeps us personally oppressed. That's for us to do. We must rise, we must stand up, and we must vote. And in the words of Martin Luther King III, we're going to keep pushing until America becomes the America that it ought to be. Yeah. And I thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. And I'm sorry, I'm multitasking. I'm multitasking. All right. So next to the stage, we're gonna bring our brother up. I want you to be ready, brother. We got you. If everybody can give a hand for Sylvester. Sylvester's coming to the mic, y'all. Sylvester, give him a round of applause. Sylvester.
Good morning, Sacramento. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Let's wake it up. Let's wake it up. We have some powerful speakers today. Let's wake it up. My name is Sylvester Annie Jr. I'm a son, I'm a brother, and I'm also a congressional candidate in the 38th District of California.
That's right.
So I want to make one thing clear. When they suppress your vote, it's because they can't cope with the fact that we're winning. Okay, let me say that again. When they suppress your vote, it's because they can't cope with the fact that we're winning. And when you look on the news and you see what's going on in Texas, you see what's going on in Georgia, you see what's going on in Florida, I can understand why you might be a little worried, why you might be a little scared at this time. But Dr. King talked about the knock at midnight. The knock at midnight. And instead of being scared, instead of being worried, right now is an opportunity to seek out a moment. When they're suppressing your vote, what does that mean? What we have to do? We have to organize. We have to get in touch with our communities, right? That's how we beat voter suppression, is getting in touch with us. Because as R.G. Lord said, we're not going to dismantle the master's house with the master's tools, right? So that means that we have to begin organizing and starting to build the infrastructure through mutual aid outside of the system, because we're not going to get liberation through it by itself. Voting is a tool in our toolbox that we must use in the process towards liberation, but understand that that's not absolute liberation. That's just merely being in the process, right? And salvation isn't reaching that destination, but it's being in the process of getting to that destination. And when you have worry and you have sorrow and you have doubt in whether or not we're going to get there, look to your left, look to your right. I am who I am because somebody loved me. Let that stick with you today. Because none of us would be here without the other person standing right next to us, whether we know it or not. And right now what we have to do, we have to lean on each other. We got to pray with each other. We got to come together in order to make sure that our voices are heard, not just on the ballot box, okay, but with each other. We have to start communicating once again, because this year has separated so many people, so many families. We're seeing what's going on in Afghanistan. Part of that is the elected officials that were voted in that co-signed that war. One person stood up against it. Barbara Lee. Congresswoman Barbara Lee. One person stood against it.
We are literally about 2 seconds from midnight on the doomsday clock.
At a local level.
We are literally about 2 seconds from midnight on the doomsday clock. We're running out of
Talking about local level.
You can stand there, no, please. You can stand there all we want, mate, and split our fucking bullshit that everyone knows. Everyone knows, right, listen to me, as a soldier from the Stafford, and you know I'm Stafford. As a Stafford, you stand there and go, well, But stars at schools now, they're coming for our schools. We've got 12, your my son's 12. I tell you what, and because that vaccines my son, it gives my vaccines my kids. I tell you what, it's over for any nurse, any doctor, it's over. I will come for you, I will come for you, and I will kill you. As a parent.
Well, it's a good question, but what you're asking is how do we respond to that, though? What I'm interested in. What you're saying is, do we respond with violence?
You have to respond to violence. If you can stand there and say, okay. If it comes to that,
I'm a parent. If someone tried to vaccinate my daughter against my will, I would have no option but to use
cause to violence.
The thing with violence, what I want to say is it's the last option.
No.
What I want to make really clear now, I want to make
Prince Andrew, fucking Elizabeth, Boris Johnson, listen to me. We're going to go for the last option. But if you come for our kids, it's fucking over, mate. It's fucking over. But I tell you what, I'll string each and every one up with you. Each and every one of you up with. It's over. It's over.
I mean, the fact that they don't need consent.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why. I mean,
it's over. Come to my kids, mate. We'll fight at a local level, mate. Come to my fucking kids. It's over. Which one says a dad or a mum? A dad. I've got a son, I've got a daughter.
Yeah, same.
Which one you say?
Yeah.
Which one you say? Exactly what you're saying. It's over. You'll stick their fucking throats, you'll chop their heads off, and that'll be it, mate. It'll be it. Boris, think about it, mate.
I don't think he's watching. Passionate man. Yeah, I don't think Boris is subscribed.
At the moment, only 82 members of Parliament have said they will vote against COVID passes. Only 82. There are 650 MPs. We need more than 82 to vote against this. It's down to us to put a pressure on all the backbenchers now. I'm not talking about the government, that's something different. We're not going to get nowhere trying to petition the government. I'm talking about the backbench MPs. They are worried about their votes, that's all they worry about. They're worried about losing their seats at the next election. So, if local voters in those local areas tell them or show them that they're not happy with these COVID passes and they want their MP to vote against it, they are going to be worried. You have a duty now, not only to turn up at protests, amazing as though they are, and they're very important, not only...
After all these years, because
because he described a
justice. We want those cops to be put in jail, our case is reopened, and we want justice for all. Woo! Thank you.
Thank you.
Justice for Augustine!
Justice for Augustine!
Justice for Augustine!
Justice for Augustine!
We are the family, and as you can see, we're all females up here representing my brother, Augustine Morales, who was shot and killed by police on November 14th, 2020. So we're new to this fight, but we're standing here with you guys. My brother was shot and killed in the back, 11 times without warning. The officer never said nothing, just opened fire on him. Like I said, shooting him 11 times in the back. This is my mom, Augustine's mother. His granddaughters right here, his daughter, his niece, my daughter. He leaves behind 3 children, a daughter and 2 sons, one that we didn't even know that was conceived until after a month after he was dead. We found out that his girlfriend was pregnant. So he'll never even know that child. That child will never even be able to meet his father. So that's heartbreaking. Sorry guys. But we're standing here with you guys to all of us have a story, right? But my biggest thing that I want to stand today is to say for these police officers to stop violating our constitutional rights. Every single day there's 2 to 3 killings across the nation, and these officers are playing the role of the prosecutor, the jury, the judge, and the executioner all in a matter of seconds. And our 5th and 14th Amendment says that we should not be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process. And our 8th Amendment should not have no cruel or unusual punishment. So I just want to remind people to stick up for our rights that have already been laid for us. There's nothing new that needs to be written. Well, there is more things that need to be written, but stand on those. Thank you guys so much. We love you. And we have up here Antoine Baris. Say his name, Antoine Baris.
Antoine Baris.
Michael Barrera. Say his name. Shane Sutherland. Gabby Navarez. And Trevor Seaver. And justice for Josiah.
Justice for Josiah. Justice for Augustine. Justice for Augustine.
Again, Group F and anyone who missed their letter color, please line up behind this line.
Hello, my name is Dinetta Scott. I am representing my son, Sergeant James Brown, who was an active duty soldier that self-checked himself into the El Paso County Jail and never came home. They said that he died from a sickle cell crisis, which he did not have sickle cell. It took us 2.5 years to get the video that was spliced, chopped, and inconsistent. When I got to the hospital, my son was bleeding from every orifice of his body. If blood could get out of it, it was seeping. He left behind a mother, a daughter, a stepson, and a wife. He can no longer serve his country, serve his people. He served 2 tours to come home and die on U.S. soil. We need justice for our soldiers, and the Army has not accepted accountability either. Thank you. Justice for Sergeant James Brown.
Justice for Sergeant James Brown.
Good afternoon. I first want to say thank you all. Thank you, Impact families, everybody putting this together. We couldn't have done it without each other. My name is Crystal Foster. I'm from Miami, not going to go into my brother's case. Edward Foster was killed by an officer that killed 3 people, shot 6 people in less than 10 years. T-Pain, the rapper, was one of his cousins that was killed. And my fight is everyone's fight. We in this together. My brother was shot multiple times. Same story like everyone else. It seems like we all got the same issues. So it's an injustice system, like I said yesterday. It's an injustice system in our system. And we got to change it together. We got to change it together. We got to make sure we sit out here, and I said it yesterday, we got to network. We got to come to each other's states and apply pressure to our politicians, apply pressure to our pastors, apply pressure to our state attorney's office. The only way we can make change is changing us. The only way we can make change is changing us. We need accountability. We need transparency. Y'all not listening. We need accountability and transparency to reopen these cases. I didn't get a police report or anything after 6 years. My brother didn't even have a gun. My brother didn't even have a gun. This officer was promoted in 1 month of his position. 1 month. But I say this to say this. We cannot change the color of our skin, but we can change the positions these officers are in. We can change the positions these officers are in. Enough is enough. We want justice. We want justice. And I want to hear from everybody. What do you want? Justice. When do you want it? Now. What do you want? Justice. When do you want it? Now. If we don't get it, burn it down. 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 I know I passed about 1 minute, but I wanted all us to know that we in this fight together. Together, we gonna make change. Let's continue to get these cases reopened. I appreciate y'all, and I want to thank BLM as well. Say his name. Edwin Foster. Say his name. Edwin Foster. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello everyone, how everyone doing today? No justice? No peace. No justice? No peace. I'm here to represent my son. His name is Jeffrey Wayne Price Jr. from Washington, D.C. And what happened in this case, he was riding his dirt bike. This is how you ride your dirt bike and you get murdered by the police because you ride your dirt bike, something that you enjoy doing. Anyway, somewhere he was at the neighborhood, and they heard gunshots, and they see him ride a dirt bike, so they chased him. They chased him down the street, around the corner, whatever, and one officer put his SUV in front of him where he couldn't go nowhere but into the SUV, and he was murdered. That's fucked up by the police department. Fuck the police. Fuck the police. Fuck the police. Fuck the police. And I'm upset about this shit because nothing happened to them officers. 3 days off with pay? Then just imagine if I would have cut the police officer and killed him, where would I be? Where would I be? Thank you. Say his name? Jeffrey Price. Say his name? Jeffrey Price. Say his name? Jeffrey Price. I love all y'all. Thank you.
No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace.
Hi, my name is Tanya Hudson. I am Deontay Bell's mother, proud mother. Deontay was shot and killed by Columbus police, as many of our children have been shot in the head and the back. So as we know, these are kill shots. They are taught to kill us. Dogs have more rights than we do, and PETA. Not only that, if we look up our history, today is the day Emmett Till was buried, and his mother left his casket open August the 28th, 1955, so we could see what our reality is. So as I stand with you guys today and we ask and seek for justice, know that we are not the first and we will not be the last until we're in numbers, and stop standing like this hand and wearing it on our shirt like this. It means nothing. This means nothing if you're gonna continue to walk around like this. So as we continue our journey, I have one more statement to say, and I'm done. When I'm asked to write Deontay Bell's story, I get sick, and I cannot. Because as I'm standing here, our children's story is not over. It's not done. It's not the end until we end this senseless brutality from our local police officers and the politics that support them. That's right. Fuck the FOP, because they say fuck us too. Thank you.
Justice for Deontay Bell.
Justice for Deontay Bell.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
I want to make this short and sweet. I'm from Washington, D.C. I've been a victim myself. I've been shot at 17 times, not one bullet hit me. You understand me? I love all people. I love all races. I used to be a CO. I served this city. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been no hot nigga though, but you know, I was just hollering at females getting money. Anyway, off the record. I'm very single. Anyway, we'll make this short and sweet though, for real. For all the lives that's out here that's been taken, God got you. God got us. No matter what race you is, all lives matter. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, all right? I need all y'all to come together. When I say come together, we need lawyers, we need doctors, we need to build schools, put church back in schools. You know what I'm saying? We need religion. God, Allah, they the same. You understand me? We all need to stay together, man, for real. Love. It's all about love. Stop hurting. Y'all, welcome to D.C. Y'all can smoke all the weeds y'all want. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Still fuck 12. You know what I'm saying? And look, God bless everybody. Good night, goddamn. Love you.
I'm a community member for Saratoga Springs, New York. I want to talk about Daryl Mount. Daryl Mount, we actually never had any investigation to his death at all. He was beaten into a coma in which he succumbed from his injuries 9 months later. There has been no injuries. You can Google his name, Daryl Mount. Say his name.
Daryl Mount.
Say his name.
Daryl Mount.
Say his name.
Daryl Mount.
Scream his name.
Daryl Mount.
What's his name?
Daryl Mount.
That's it. Thank you.
Rest in power. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Hilda Pedrosa and I'm here to represent my brother David Ordaz Jr., who was murdered by LASD, a station in East LA, where we actually have the banditos who are gang members, and that's why we say Google LASD, please. And on March 14, 2021, 5 months ago, we had the police in our house to help us with a mental issue that he was having. And we had Nathaniel Trujillo, Ramin Pineda, Jaime Romero, and Edwin Navarrete, who were the deputies who came to our home. They came to our home, they murdered him. Once he was in the ground, he was shot, still without a weapon. And when everybody stopped, for a second, actually 2 seconds, what it took me to scream, stop, stop, we heard one more shot. That was the execution shot. We saw life go out of him at that moment. And we are asking for justice for David Ordaz Jr. Justice for David Ordaz Jr.
Justice for
David Ordaz Jr.
David Ordaz Jr.
I just want to let everybody know, Tahia mentioned about this art installation. What we really would like is for family members, when we're done with all the speakers, to go over to the area where their loved ones are placed. Feel free to sit down, take up the thing if you want to have pictures, to take pictures, and then to take the photos with you, just as a memory of what happened today. So just want to continue on.
Okay, we're all from New York, all different cases.
Woo!
My name
Let's go New York! Girl!
My boyfriend of 20 years, Roy Hodge, he was murdered by Lockport police officers. His death was ruled a homicide. He had over 100 marks on his body, blunt force trauma to his entire body, and Letitia James decided to not indict the officers.
That ain't right.
And after she had the footage, of her stepping on his neck for 85 seconds, and that's when he died. For over 15 minutes, the struggle went on. During a medical call, and he was screaming in front of his mother, "Please don't let them kill me." So I'm asking for this case to be reopened and justice for Troy Hott.
Justice for Troy Hott.
Justice for Troy Hobbs. Let's say it. Let's go. Justice for Troy Hobbs. Justice for Troy Hobbs.
Justice for Troy Hott.
Hi, everyone. I am Angelique Negroni Kears. I am the wife of Andrew Kears, who was killed on May 11, 2017 from Schenectady Police Department. My husband begged for his life over 70 times within 17 minutes. And this is before George Floyd. He said, "I can't breathe." I want each and every one of you to understand that the cases are not just about George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. There's a whole bunch of us.
Yeah.
So this goes out to you fake-ass activists, you fake-ass politicians, and you news media. You need to understand that if you don't know the names that are in your state, get to know them or get the fuck out. Because there's a lot of us, and we want justice. And it's not just about George Floyd or Breonna Taylor. We are, and we want justice. There's cases that are 20, 10, 15 years, and it probably even happened today. And we want, what we want is for these killer cops to go to motherfucking jail.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's what we want. We want them to reopen each and every cases, prosecute the officers, and jail all the killer cops. That's it. That's all. Like I said, my husband, give me a moment. Okay, thank you. All right.
That's connected.
Okay? I'm not Schenectady, I'm BX all day, every day. How about that? Okay? My husband, like I said, I made a law for him, which is called the Andrew Kears Act. And it got passed here in New York City in June of 2020, okay? In which it states that if anybody can't breathe, the officers will get a civil charge. I went for it nationally with Elizabeth Warren and Ayanna Pressley, which it got read in the Senate on the floor twice. Myself, without no fucking without no fake-ass activists, okay? Myself did that, okay? It got, on his 4th year anniversary, it got reintroduced into the Senate, which is called, like I said, the Andrew Kears Act, and it needs to get passed, okay? Because that way, everybody could get and save, and they won't have no medical distress, okay? So if you're saying, "I can't breathe," if you have an asthma attack, if you have any kind of medical attention, that they'll be held accountable and get a civil charge as well as a criminal charge. So let's get this passed. Justice for Andrew Kears.
Justice for Andrew Kears!
Justice for Andrew Kears! Hi everybody, thank you. My name is Joshua Lopez. If you're wondering why I'm out here without a shirt, it's just to show you that I represent not only my uncle, but I represent every victim out here, every survivors out here. I represent them all. I couldn't fit everybody on my back, but in the future I am gonna work on the front. My uncle, he changed my life forever. My uncle, in 2011, it's gonna be 10 years in 10 days. He was trying to break up a fight between his neighbor and an undercover cop. And this undercover cop never identified himself or anything. So he pulled out his weapon and he shot my uncle dead. And my uncle's wife, she took it to a civil trial and she won, and we found out a lot of truth. The uncle had lied, a video surfaced, forensic evidence, witness testimony. Even the cop's partner testified, and it contradicted what his partner was saying. So I've been out here for nearly 10 years, but before that, I knew my uncle wasn't an isolated incident because I heard of the Diallo case that got shot 41 times in New York. So I know that it's been going on in America for a lot of years, and I'm here to do whatever I have to do to fight, and I'm here asking for them to reopen all our cases also. Yeah, and I want to leave everybody with a chant that it needs to be heard nationwide. Indict, convict, send these killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
That's right.
Hey, peace, family. Justice for John Collado. I also want to hold up the name of Ariel Galarza as well. Their family couldn't make it here with us. It's funny, this 10 years keeps on coming up, because 10 years ago, this same exact day, I was sitting in a jail cell with a broken leg, taser burns up and down my head, with half my lip hanging off. I took my aunt to the emergency room. She's hearing impaired, deaf. I was translating for her. The police immediately thought that I did it to her, even though I was saying I was interpreting. And they ended up beating her, putting her in 4-point restraints, and then drugging her. She didn't remember anything that happened. But while they were doing that to her, they were tasering me in the back of the head 5 times for 21 seconds, making me walk on a broken leg. They maced me in the back of a car. When I told them I couldn't breathe, you know, the cop got into the car, pretended to be somebody else, drove me to a different hospital, and tried to drug me there in 4-point restraints. So I feel like the only reason why I made it through that whole ordeal was to be able to stand here and tell y'all how wicked this system really is. And I'm gonna stand here, I'm gonna keep on fighting for y'all, I'm gonna keep on fighting for everybody, because I know y'all out here fighting. And the only way, now we gonna get this justice, is if we come together. And I found over the past 10 years, the best way to do that is these 2 demands. So I want you to say reopen the cases and prosecute the police. Reopen the cases and prosecute the police. One more time, reopen the cases and prosecute the police. Thank you, love you, family.
I gotta repeat this message. If I'm giving you time, it's not for me, it's for everybody behind you. It's now 2:39, and we have to leave around 3. Please, please, please respect the warning so we can all have a chance to speak. Please. Again, Group F or anyone who missed the call, please come up now.
Hi, thank you. We drove here from Raleigh, North Carolina. Our son was murdered by the police there in April 20, 2019. 2 clips, 11 shots, and 8 of them were in him. Cop said he had a knife, no DNA, no fingerprints, and said that he came at him with the knife, and each time he advanced, he shot him. All but 1 shot were in his side and back. What does that tell you?
Yeah, I'm Merdad Mujahid. I'm Sohail's father. Sohail was a loving kid. He was killed because he was suffering from mental illness, and the cop who shot him seems like had no regards for human life. I'm all with you here, fighting for justice, but I can tell you this system, no matter what you do to it, it's gonna fight you. The only way you can win if you stick together, if we all stick together and take the damn thing apart and rebuild it. Yeah. This is just broken to the core. We keep trying to fix one leg and then another leg is broken. It's time to just say this son of a bitch is fucked up. We need to rebuild the damn thing.
Thank you for your time.
All right, say his name.
Justice for Sohail! I just want to make an announcement. Someone lost a phone. If you find a phone, could you please bring it up to the front of the stage? If you find a phone, please bring it up to the front of the stage.
Hi, everybody. My name's Chana, and I'm the sister of Jerron Thomas. We're from Columbus, Ohio. This is my son, Solomon, and that was his uncle. And I was more like a mother figure to Jerron. This incident happened January 2017, and he called for help. Like a lot of other families, he was in a mental health crisis. So instead of getting help, he got beat up by a whole lot of cops. Until he was put on, he coded right there in my brother's front yard, and they finally let the ambulance come in, and so called resuscitate him. So, of course, they give you different stories and they don't want to answer questions, and they treat you as if you're the criminal. I'm here to stand in solidarity with all of you. I know what you're going through. I'm in this fight with you. And like I said, it's been since 2017, and we still don't have answers, but we with the ones that are reopening the cases.
Please, medics, up in the corner. Need help.
Counsel.
But again, he was suffering in a mental health crisis, and his name is Jerron Thomas, and we are still fighting for justice to this day. Say his name, Jerron Thomas.
Jerron Thomas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No peace.
Say his name, Jerron Thomas. Say his name, Jerron Thomas.
Hi everyone, my name is Tamara Leggett. My son was Hunter Britton. He died on June 23rd of this year. He was working on his truck and he ended up taking it for a test drive. Well, it was 3 in the morning, but he was at an intersection and his truck was smoking. And the cop noticed him. So the cop, whenever Hunter started to leave to go back to his destination, which is where he was staying and working on his truck, the cop followed him. He turned on his, I think he turned on his blue lights right before the drive. Hunter just went ahead and pulled into the drive. I would have done the same. And he had a jug of antifreeze in his hand. And how can you mistake that for a gun? But he shot him. He was going to scotch his truck because his linkage was messed up because he's putting a transmission in and he's trying to get it going. And he was my baby boy, and I love him, and I miss him, and it's going to take every one of us to make change. I know this just happened, you know, to our family, but there's many of y'all out here that's been going through it for so long, you know, and we got to have some change. Everybody's got to come together. We got to get justice. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Justice for Hunter!
Justice for Hunter!
Justice for Hunter!
Justice for Hunter!
Thank y'all!
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alicia Harris, and I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. My daughter was murdered in Virginia Beach, Virginia. She was an innocent bystander. My daughter was the first person from Norfolk, Virginia to be on the Bad Girls Club on Oxygen Show. My baby was walking with her friends at Virginia Beach, the most beautiful place they say it is, by her and her friends. And it was chaos that night. The first night, it was hot. They let us out for Corona. So everybody was outside. My baby was walking. They shot my baby in the back of the head. They called me on FaceTime and said, Miss Harris. They didn't even know I was Miss Harris. They didn't ask me, did I have distinguished marks? Did I have an ID? They just said, Miss Harris, she's gone, hung up. Virginia Beach doesn't talk to me. They don't call me. They don't send me flowers. My baby died Friday, March the 26th at 11:43 p.m. I didn't see the police till Tuesday at 5 p.m. when they brought me her belongings and tried to explain. What can you tell me? I didn't identify my baby's body. I didn't see her until the day before her funeral. They don't care about me. I guess I don't have enough money. You know, and it's sad because Virginia Beach have all this money, all these officials, all this is tourists. But y'all don't care about y'all own fucking people. I pay bills, I pay my tithes, I pay everything. But my baby died, you can't give me no answers. These people don't talk to me. It's been 5 months. I don't get a phone call. I get a text. Was it August the 21st? Out of 5 months, you text me disrespectfully and say, do you need anything? The fuck I do. I need answers. I need justice for my child. She did something to me, she ain't need nobody else. She's mine. I want justice for my child. Thank you.
Justice for Shayla Harris.
Justice for Shayla Harris.
We represent Virginia. We're also standing here in solidarity. Justice for India Kager. Justice for Demario Joyner. Justice for William Chapman. Justice for David Latham. Justice for Marcus Davis Peter. Justice for Donovan Lynch. We're here standing in solidarity. We're here for Virginia. Can we say justice for Virginia?
Justice for Virginia.
And like the lady said before, fuck them fake ass activists. Y'all gonna look around right now and see who's here. Next year we'll be right back and it's gonna be ours. We're gonna be at the motherfucking Lincoln and the other one. It's gonna be our ship. So mark your calendars right now for next year. This time, DC is ours. Until justice.
No peace. No justice. No peace. Prosecute the police. No justice. No peace. Prosecute the police.
Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Yeah.
Good afternoon, fam. I go by the name Analysis. In 2007, in Frederick, Maryland, my nephew of 20 years of age, Jarrell Gray, was tased to death by Frederick Deputy Rudolph Torres at about 5 in the morning on what should have been a routine noise complaint. He and a friend had been arguing and making too much noise, but instead of the deputy coming and talking it down, he immediately drew his weapon, fired 2 shots, which, as you know, is 2 shots of 50,000 volts. And he was pronounced dead a couple of hours later in the hospital. If you're interested in hearing a fuller interpretation of that story, I will send you the poem that I've written and that I often perform about it. Email me at analysisthepoet@gmail, analysisthepoet@gmail. I will send you that free of charge so that you can use it in your organizing and activist work. There are 2 quick things I want to bring up in terms of shenanigans. Number one, we often hear that the taser is the safe weapon or the preferred weapon. And as the brother just testified a few minutes ago, we know that tasers are anything but safe. They are a weapon of police brutality. The other, among many other things about this case, is that the county was able to seat a white jury. So we have to, as our cases move into the courts, pay attention to the shenanigans that are played. This country talks about justice of peers, but the county was able to seat an all-white jury. We don't have time to go into all of the weird things about the case, but again, email me at analysisthepoet@justice. I will send you that, and please, if you are a fellow artist, let us use the arts in this struggle. Jarrell Gray, say his name.
Fill out them ballots. Let me tell you how you vote. You vote no on the recall in the state of California, in the city of Sacramento. Yes. Part B, you just cross that shit out. You put an X, like for Malcolm X. Put an X. You X that out. That's a trick bag. See, that's how the Republicans do it. It ain't nothing fair about what the Republicans do. And I'm talking to you as a former Judeo-Christian Republican. I thought I was doing the right thing, all in the name of Jesus. I don't see Jesus with the Republicans. I see every pit of hell. I see every demonic being. I see envy, jealousy, greed, hypocrisy. Yeah, they'll bring a black man to California. They'll bring him to Sacramento because they want to trick bag you. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. This is not a test, y'all. So if you're really ready to fight, every one of you should have this scanned in your phone. Just like y'all get on Facebook and instant message and you want to share with the world the latest gossip that's going on, I hope and pray that
by walking out. I got one simple message.
The brother of George Floyd and the Floyd family and the Attorney General.
Friend, every TikTok friend, every Instagram friend. Don't forget about them text messages. Y'all got a text message contact in your phone. You should be sending out to every one of them. And I don't care if your family members are Republican, Independent, or Democratic. Are you ashamed of standing up for the right of the less than, of those who they look down on? Are you ashamed to stand up for righteousness' sake? Are you ashamed to stand up for the vote? If you're not, tell somebody.
That's right.
Because this is not a test. I'm the proud daughter of Hugo L.A. Pennell. I would be amiss in not mentioning his name in the month of August, when the state of California made it possible for him to be murdered right here in Folsom. Yeah, they set it up. They set it up. They used racism and class warfare because even in prison, the privilege got a name. Yep. AB's killed my dad, along with the assistance of the California Department of Corrections. My grandmother is 98 years old, Marina Cayetano. She's still waiting for justice, y'all. We haven't even had a plea date. Because see, in the state of California, the Department of Corrections, they can hold up discovery for 6 freaking years. For 6 years. Where is justice for my grandmother, an immigrant from Nicaragua, believed in the vision of the United States of America? The dream fell for the trick bag of telling her son to go ahead and admit his fault of his original crime so he can get out in a few months. Otherwise, he'd die in prison. Yeah, she waited 51 years for her son to come home. She suffered 46 years traveling from prison to prison to prison, only to spend the last 23 years visiting him in Pelican Bay. You know what kind of ride that is from San Francisco to Pelican Bay for somebody in their 90s? Oh, and I thank God for my grandfather and my uncle who made that possible. See, y'all, this is California. This is America. I didn't know what that song was all about until I meditated on it. But this is America. Is this the America that we want to see? Is this how we go out on our watch, laying down, sitting down, disregarding the fights that went before us so that we can have the so-called privileges or the semi-privileges we have today? They try to take it all from you. All of it. It's under attack. When I say black, you say August. Black!
August!
Black!
August!
Black!
August!
Why am I saying Black August? Because everything black is under attack in August 2021. I'm Allegra Taylor, the founder of Village Advocates of Sacramento, and I'm unapologetically black, and I'm gonna always speak my truth. So if I offend you in any way, say a prayer for me.
That's right. That's right.
And if that prayer don't work,
say another one.
I don't know what to say.
Say another one.
Because like they say, it is what it is, and I am who I am.
That's right.
I'm unapologetically Allegra Taylor.
That's right.
Proud daughter of Hugo Pennell.
Thank you so much.
Good job.
Auntie, I love you. You're so fine. You're so fine. Okay, so we have another speaker. This is I'm gonna need you to go live on her. All right, so this is my sister voice. This is my sister voice. Angelique. Angelique is such a powerhouse that I can't even begin to put into words this sister's story, this sister's struggle, and her tenacity to stand in the gap, be the voice of those behind the walls. And I'm so proud to have you here. I'm so proud to call you my sister voice. So, Young Women's Freedom Center, Sister Wars Coalition, Angelique. All right!
All right.
In the house!
I'm like, man, I'm woke now.
I know that's right.
You know, school was in session. I really feel like the baby in a bunch. You know, I soaked up on this game, free game, knowledge, education. And knowledge is priceless. Knowledge is power. It's so beautiful.
28th, 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King led 250,000 people on a historic march in Washington. There in front of the Lincoln Memorial, he delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech, calling on the nation to rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. At the time, Black Americans were living under the tyranny of laws called the Jim Crow laws that legalized racial discrimination. Today, state legislatures are pushing America back to the Jim Crow era with laws that reinstate systematic discrimination at the ballot box. That is why we are here today, August 28th, 2021. 58 years to the day to help to lead our people on another march to demand federal voting rights protection. In 2020, Proposition was approved, which restored voting rights for people currently on parole. This nearly allowed 50,000 people who were currently on parole to become registered voters. Who else better to be voting than us, right? The ones directly affected by these policies. As we know, most of these policies intact are the same policies that are today still unjustly affecting and discriminating against us and our people. Ratified after the Civil War ended in 1865, the 13th Amendment to the Constitution was set to legal slavery in America. However, did it really? Today, that oppression continues in the form of programs that pay prisoners, many of them people of color, pennies on the dollar for our labor.
Say it, sis.
We're here today to demand federal voting rights for all and to continue to fight against structural racism. And we see that people of color, particularly African Americans, have been impacted more than any other community in being over-incarcerated. And also, with the long, racist, ugly, and oppressive history that we face with slavery, we should end involuntary servitude. Yes, we should. Involuntary servitude by getting ACA 3 passed, ACA 3 removed from our Constitution. As Cindy Comlonger said, can you believe it is still in there? This is unacceptable. We can't and we won't accept that. Where'd she go? Period.
Period.
As we have some historical wins coming into the 21st century, we need everyone, and I mean everyone, to take action by voting. If you're not registered to vote, make sure you register to vote. If you are registered to vote and haven't voted yet, make a vote plan and then go vote. And lastly, get out the vote by not only voting yourself, but also encouraging others to vote as well. Get your partner, get your homie, go into the base. What is our base? Our community. Get in there, get 10 homies, get 10 partners to go vote with you.
All right.
I want to leave you with these three things. I'm just so shaken right now. I'm just amazed. You know, I feel like I set the baby in a bunch, Jamila, and I learned so much from these amazing women. Amazing women.
Love you, Lee. Love you, Lee.
If you've never voted, or you may know someone that has never voted, please make sure that you vote, because voting matters. Our voices matter. We have never fully abolished constitutional slavery in this nation. And it is past time for us to finish that by voting yes on ACA 3. Housing, the environment, our criminal system, democracy are still on the ballot in this election. It's up to us to continue moving forward by voting no on the recall special election by September 14th. No on the recall.
Say it.
And I just want to leave with this, because my bro, this is a statement, my bro, I've learned. And I want to say it because this is something that I always honor in every space that I'm in. It encourages me and inspires me. I want to lift up my bro right now, Samuel Nathaniel Brown. Woo! There's no better time than the present. My people, can you say it with me? There's no better time than the present. Get out to vote. And thank you. I'm Angelique Evans.
Okay, man, y'all really speechless up here. So I want to say thank you. We have travel right, travel right, travel right, travel.
Here she comes.
All right.
You turned it off. Turn it back on.
You gonna play a song? I think you're gonna play a song.
Auntie, can I sit right here?
Yeah, baby. Yes.
Oh.
One minute.
You're gonna sit right here. I gotta get up. I got that fibromyalgia, so I gotta keep switching it up. Here, you want me to hold on to it? You got it? Got it here.